Hey guys, it's Tosh here. Today I made a video on my playthrough of the 8 gyms in Project Pokemon. I assume that you are stuck on the last gym to get to the Elite Four. I apologize on how lengthy this video is, but it's just for proof that I didn't get help. I will make another video beating the Elite Four with my Pokemon, having my OT, which stands for Original Trainer. I will have time frames in the description for each gym. But all that aside, let's just get straight into the playthrough. Thank you for clicking on the video, and let's just get straight into it. Alright, but for my first starter, I picked Trico just because it's a long-time favorite, and plus it would help me later into the game for beating the last gym actually. You guys can pick any starter you like. I'm not forcing you guys to pick what I picked or anything. You don't need to pick like this starter or anything. Most of you guys probably have Pokemon such as, like, for example, Mewtwo or Darkrai or whatever. Like, someone probably just gave you something, which is perfectly fine. But this video is just for the fact that if you can't get like help, if no one trades you, I'm just showing you guys it's possible to beat it without any help. On Route 1, I just did like training, really. I just tried to get as much EXP as I could before getting to the gym. I do apologize for like how it says like current song and like the SR link at the bottom. I made this video while I was streaming at the same time, so there might be notifications coming up at some point where someone follows or something, so I apologize for that. Also, very important, make sure you guys join the community group for Project Pokemon, because you'll get more EXP and you'll be able to trade with other people, which is like really important. If you like need that like extra help, it'll help you out a lot to beating this game. Because this game is quite difficult if you don't have like the certain Pokemon to beat it. Oh, and here in that Poke Center, there's a guy that tells you where like a swarm Pokemon is, which is like a rare Pokemon, and it can be found in that spot for 10 minutes and it will change from when the server started. But you guys check that out so you guys can get some like rares. One legendary Shamian can be found as a swarm, but it's very rare to pop up. But Brock is generally easy. Most of you guys could probably just beat it real quick. It's not too hard unless you pick like a fire starter, then you might want to do some extra training. But I do love the early game. I love the early game absorb. It really helps me out a lot because it deals damage and gets me health. So like, why not? It's great choice. Plus the first two gyms are rock and water. As for the water gym, I got lucky trying to beat it, and I actually did. I got super lucky You guys see I got left with 1 HP. I absorbed a bit and I killed it. I do come to that Poke Center often to talk to that NPC to check on what the swarm is. As you guys can see, I'm just like racking up EXP as much as I can. I am gonna struggle later on once the levels start hopping around and when I need different Pokemon. Sometimes you just can't rely on one Pokemon. Oh yeah, and there is like apparently a glitch in the game. If you get beaten by someone near Vermilion, it should drag you all the way to Lavender for some reason. Which is why most people skip the 3rd gym. Because either they don't know where it is or that happens to them. Just completely skip it like that. But the electric gym is just like not my cup of tea. It's just really annoying to get paralyzed, and you just have to like find a Pokemon like a ground type to train. In Route 11 there's Sandshrew, Dugtrio, Diglett. So you guys can go ahead and get one of those if you're looking for something to help beat the 3rd gym. What I did was something that no one would probably do, but it works out just fine. What I did was I caught a Sandshrew, and all I did was spam Sand Attack on Pokemon so their accuracy would severely drop, and then I would slowly take them down. That's what I did. A Sand Attack, I just spammed it so it kept missing and missing. Then I switched out and I take it down with my Grovyle. I failed the first time, tried it, I got pretty close. And then I was like, why not just try again, doesn't matter. Just do the same thing over and over. Sand Attack. Scratch. Took me a while to take this down actually. Alright, then here comes Raichu. I just get like a couple Sand Attacks off, use my Grovyle, Leaf Blades, and it's done. It's good to use a lot of status moves while playing a Pokemon game. It really helps you out a lot. Whether it's like defense lower, attack lower, increasing your speed. Like using strategy will help you a lot rather than using powerful moves that have low accuracy to beat your opponent. Because it's really unreliable to use moves like maybe Hydro Pump or just like something like Focus Blast. The low accuracy moves, it's all on chance, so if you want to rely on that, go ahead. Not telling you guys to try something different. If that's your playstyle, then go ahead and do that. I prefer not to. And here I spent like quite a while, like maybe 10 minutes or something, looking for a Gligar. Gligar is pretty rare. Maybe some of you guys, if you guys want it, it's not a bad Pokemon. It has high defense, high attack, the speed is okay. It's sort of like a Garchomp, but with more defense a little bit slower, but generally both of them can die by like ice moves because one's dragon and ground and one is ground and flying. So one ice beam would most likely take it down. And here where I found one, I had problems catching it. I was kind of like freaking out because like if I didn't catch it, I probably would have like slammed something, but I tried to be very cautious here. I had two high levels and like one low level. But my low level had like no moves that did damage. And I did manage to catch it with my last Pokeball that I had. Gligar is decent, but I didn't use it too much. But if you guys want to try to get one for yourselves, because it is like a good Pokemon, go ahead. As for here, I just used like someone in row 11 to skip over here. I tried to fight Gary, but the guy failed hard. And then there's a level 30 Arcanine. Oh boy. I just did like some stupid decisions while playing this. I don't know why I battled it again, because I tried to use the sand attack thing, but it didn't work out at all. So I thought I'd do some training in here. I actually don't know what I was doing. I was just trying to catch like Ghastly. I caught this Ghastly and I trained it for a bit. And then later on I found something that replaced it, so all that training just went to waste. As for the Elite Four, I'll try to use the Pokemon that I have now to beat it. I'm gonna do it without legendaries, I'd say. Some people can't find legendaries, unlike others. So I want to do something where everyone could do it, instead of just like those who can find legendaries, or just have them. On my main account, I found a Latios in Fuchsia City. I freaked out because I didn't know if it was like a bug or if that's like a thing, because you generally wouldn't find like a legendary just walking around in a patch of grass. And here is a swarm Pokemon, Carvana. I just checked and it was Route 3 for Carvana, so I was like, why not catch one? Sharpedo is okay Pokemon, it's not bad. I don't know why I needed it. I never used it through this playthrough. I tried to train it, but then like I just dropped it completely. I checked this one guy again. There wasn't anything I could have access to. I reset my game a lot during this area just to get EXP because I was severely behind. I didn't have any EXP boost or anything. I wasn't in the group, so I leveled slower. But if you're watching this, please, please join the group so you guys don't struggle as much as me. I'm just sitting on Route 12, just training some of my Pokemon. I'm mostly trying to get my Grovyle to Sceptile to get those extra stats when I evolve. It just makes my Pokemon a lot stronger. Rejoin. And sorry about like the chit chat that's going on, because just had an argument about like, it was like really stupid. It was just like about ghost Pokemon and struggle. In this game, when a Pokemon uses struggle, if it's used on a ghost Pokemon, it won't have any effect and their HP won't get lowered. In regular games, struggle would have effect on ghost Pokemon or on any Pokemon, and it would lower it HP or recoil. But in this game, there's no recoil for struggle unless it hits. So if you have a Pokemon that's like good for catching Pokemon, make sure you have False Swipe and a tanky ghost Pokemon if you can. Maybe like Dusknoir is okay, or Jellicent. That's a good choice too. What I use is a Giratina on my main account to catch Pokemon, cause I was like, why not? Might as well. Yeah, it was a lot of training here. Just kept training and training till I got my Sceptile. I checked the Swarm again, nothing good. Taught my Sceptile Excisor. I lose to this girl on purpose to try to teleport back to Lavender instead of just walking, which worked. I just emptied my party and just had one. I was like not strong. And I was training my Haunter for a bit until I found something surprising that would make me replace it, which was a shiny Ghastly. I had no game passes, none, not even run. Nope, no game passes on this account. So I caught that shiny Ghastly, and I started training that instead, just because it was shiny. Yep. if you have the shiny game pass, you'll run into a shiny actually like a lot. It's like 1 out of 10 you'll find a shiny. So it's nothing too valuable. As for tints, which has been added not too long ago, that's like around 1 out of 400. The chance will increase to find a tint as you keep finding like regular Pokemon or shinies. If it's not a 10, it would increase your chance for finding a tint just by a little bit until you find it, and then the formula resets back to, I guess you would say, like the lowest possible chance, and then just keeps going up from there in order to find a tint. Usually did some trading out here. I will eventually EV train my Pokemon, but as for this playthrough, I didn't want to sit on a route for like hours and hours EV training one Pokemon because I don't have like EV boost on, or I don't have any like held items to help me EV train. And I wanted to do this on my own. I didn't want to use my main account to help myself or anything like that. Oh yeah, and about my character, I try to make him like funny. I have like 3 hats on and no pants. This was when Roblox didn't remove like that feature where you can put on like more than like one thing, like more than one hair, more than one hat. But they just like went ahead and ruined it. And here I try to get past this guy because once you get into Saffron City, it's just like you're like the game's like really easy from there. Once you get to Saffron, it'd be really easy for you because there are like bots that you can fight, which trainers who've already like gotten the champion badge, I believe. You can go ahead and play some Pokemon in there, and you can get EXP and EVs from beating this Pokemon, which really helps you out a lot. As for here, I was just trying to train my Sceptile a bit. I had no idea where to train it though. Here wasn't even a good spot. It's just fighting like ice Pokemon, and I was like, I don't know why I'm here training it. I found this Sneasel and I tried to catch it, but my Pokemon just like weren't ready for it. As for here, I don't know what I did. I just like completely failed. And here I went to Celadon to like train a bit. Get my Pokemon a bit of special attack EVs. Training my Kadabra mostly. But then I realized like this would take a long time. Even though like this is considered EV training. But I already messed up most of my EVs. But once I make my other video, I'll reset my EVs and I will change the natures of some Pokemon. Which in a real Pokemon game you can't change nature. You can like remove some EVs with berries, but changing nature, that's all about like hatching eggs and like just finding a Pokemon with the nature. And if anyone's like listening to me talk like throughout the whole video, like thank you so much. Like I just been like commentating this whole video. Spent a lot of time working on this video, even though it's like nearly an hour long. Or yeah, it's about an hour long. But it's like 15 minutes or something. Yeah, I just trained my Sceptile here for a bit. Even though I didn't really need to, what I needed to train was my Kadabra, because that actually helped me beat the Poison Gym. Here's where I struggle a bit. Actually, this is the point where I struggled the most. Yeah, at this very spot, I struggled the most at training and like beating this gym. Just training on what would be normally route. Wouldn't this be route 17 in real games? I don't believe so, but that's what it would be, I suppose. Or that still counts as route 16 like this. And here, I just spent some time looking for, not sure. Oh yeah, it was a swarm. There was a Sneasel swarm here, so I started looking for one. I found a Tintin Mankey, but then I ran because I realized that Mankey or Primate isn't too good of a Pokemon, and I'd have no use for it, so there's no point. It's not something I would use. I could have collected it, but I didn't want to. Because this is just my second account. I'm just gonna use this to make like tutorials. And also very important, you recognize typing within Pokemon. You can use like Google to search some of it up if you don't know something, but it's best to just like memorize typings and you know which move that deals the most damage. And also, if you guys realize, like if you use a Pokemon that has like the same move type as like what the type of the Pokemon is, like say you have a Charizard and you use Fire Blast on it, you deal like a insane amount of damage, because it's also stab boost, which is it increases the damage of a move if it's the same type as the user. So Charizard is fire and flying. You go ahead and use Fire Blast, which is, I don't remember clearly, it was either 100 damage or 120 or something, but it would, if you divide that in half and add it to the original power, that would be the amount of damage you deal for stab boost for having the same type of move as the user. That's what stab boost is. And here I just trained my Alakazam a lot. It died a lot, so I had to eventually empty out my party and just leave that Alakazam there to die over and over while slowly gaining EXP. I have no idea why I didn't do that a lot sooner. Yeah, here's where I empty out my party, leave the Alakazam, and it's just a wreck. I just keep dying over and over and over again. But it's okay. I mean, I was just racking up EXP, and this is the fastest way to do it. I'd gain more damage through leveling up, and then eventually I'll be able to beat the Pokemon that I can't beat, like that. See, I start beating more Pokemon as I level up. Now I'm getting more special attack. And for the Elite Four, I'm gonna try to use some of the most common Pokemon to beat it. Like, I'm gonna use my Sceptile for sure, my Gengar, and my Alakazam. Well, I don't have a Gengar yet, but it's gonna be a Gengar. I try to keep my team simple as possible. I'm gonna upload me beating the Elite Four with the Pokemon I trained, and then after that I'll make a video on how I trained my Pokemon. And I'll show you guys how to train a Pokemon that you guys have like no clue on how to train it. And I'll explain EV training, and I'll explain what IVs are and everything. If you guys don't already know what that stuff is, it's fairly simple once you get into it. And here's where the bots are. If you get to Saffron City, this building where I'm at right now, if you talk to the professor and you type in ISO, hit enter, it'll load the bot, and he'll have 6 shiny Aldinos level 100. They can't attack you at all. They can just only make themselves more tanky or just use rest and just heal back up, which is fairly annoying. But if you have a Pokemon that can stack, for say Carmine, Swords Dance, Dragon Dance, Nasty Plot, whatever, if you can stack somehow, go ahead and do that, because they're not gonna hit you or anything. Go ahead and stack and then just defeat all of them, because it's a whole load of EXP. It's a lot of EXP. Audino is the Pokemon that gives you the most EXP in this game. I've already tried using Bullseye. It gave me terrible EXP. Audino just gives you the most, you know. And if you have enough money to buy EXP boost, go ahead and use that to buy a booster if you want. And I was just showing you guys like the stats and the Pokemon that I got throughout the game. They're all mine. I didn't trade. Still not in the trade group. I just came back like the next day because it was getting pretty late. And I just continued from where I left off. I still had the same Pokemon. I didn't change any of it. Here I'll just show you all OT COFX Dragon. Yeah, you just see me using Swords Dance a lot. It's one of the reasons why I picked Chico, and then I just got like a follow, like I said. Apologize for that. I was streaming while recording all of this. If you guys like, you guys can come watch me on Twitch anytime. I do giveaways for Project Pokemon every Saturday, or at least I should do them every Saturday. I'll let some people know if I will do like a giveaway a different day, or if I don't do one for some reason. I'm just like generally just training, not really doing much at this point. Still trying to train my like Sceptile and all my other Pokemon. And here I just try to use my Gliscor to see if I can beat them down a little faster. Didn't really help at all, because my Gliscor was still a lower level than my Sceptile, and I just did poop damage. Best way is just to use my Sceptile, Swords Dance, and Leaf Blade. Not Stab Boost anyways. And I go ahead and I beat the 6th gym, Psychic. Well, at least it should be Psychic. Most of the Pokemon in there are Psychic. And I'm making my way towards Mount Cinnabar. I could have trained like a lot more before I got here, but I just wanted to go ahead and do this. I go ahead and use my glide score, sword stance once, earthquake, but I died due to my speed. I just couldn't outspeed. I just used my Skeptile to take down most of the stuff. But if my glide score was a lot faster, I could have one-shotted everything in there. And here's where I attempt to I'm not sure. I attempt to beat the 8th gym at level 80. It didn't really work out too well for me. I'll let you watch what happens when I don't have high levels. I thought I could do it here, but then the dead trio was just faster. I modded through most, like everything except for the Mewtwo, which outsped my Skeptile and just one-shotted me with like a psychic. I bought one hyper potion. That was the first potion I bought. And then I go ahead and try again, this time with a different team. Do the same thing. I have more health this time. And then I get to Mewtwo and it just one-shots me again. It's just that Mewtwo that gives like most everyone like the problem. The Mewtwo is just hard to get through it. And then fighting him the second time. But I'll show you guys like a trick on how to beat him the second time as long as you can beat him the first time. It's really easy. I go ahead and start training my Skeptile more. I just focus on Skeptile and just put everything else in my PC because I didn't want to have to read all the text that comes up after I beat a Pokemon, and just it made it a lot faster because it asks if you want to switch out, I believe. Just get like one Pokemon out, and battling is just a lot faster than it is. Make sure you hold Q too, so you get through all the text faster. Just hold Q. Don't like tap it while you can if you want. Just like holding it's faster than tapping it over and over. I just showed someone where like the entity was. Yeah, you can just type in like whatever the EV train here. I'll make another video for that. ISO underscore attack, ISO underscore defense, etc. I'll make a second video on that. And here I have a level 100 Skeptile now, and it's easier for me to train or beat it. And then I noticed that my Skeptile just nearly was able to beat it. I just needed to change its moveset. I needed X Scizor in order to either one shot or two shot it. Go ahead and start training again. I mostly need the money, so I go ahead and fight the rich guys near Saffron City, because they give you like the most if you can't beat like any of the entities yet. Or if you're just not at the E4. So I go ahead and change the move for X Scizor, and then I go at it again after I get through the grunts. Alright, this time my Sceptile is level 100. I go back to heal. Alright, I slowed down the video just like a lot, and I'm gonna show you guys what I did. So I used Sin Attack like a couple of times just because the lower accuracy, so I could stack. Didn't really help, but I used Sword Stance. Then I start using Leaf Blade, which is the most effective move for my Sceptile that I have. Super effective to some of the Pokemon in here, and it just has the stab boost for it. Mewtwo uses Shadow Ball, luckily, and then I use X Scissor on it. I heal up with the Hyper Potion I bought, and then the Sand Attack backfires, but it's alright. I used Leaf Blade to take that down after stacking. I missed like 3 or 4 times here, but it's alright. X Scissor, and then Sceptile, which is my highest level. Just hit it for X Scissor, and that's it's done. But yeah, that's all. Thank you guys for coming to watch my video. Thank you guys for clicking, and if this helped you out, please like and subscribe if you want for future uploads that can help you out, or if you just want to come watch. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you have comments or anything you'd like to say, questions, go ahead, put them down in comments. I'll read them, and I'll try to get to everyone. And that's all. Thank you guys.